Hello, this is Bob Cook here from the Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy. This is a keynote presentation concerning the admin procedures and framework for psychotherapy students starting out at the Institute. I've just taught the first year of the 2013 program, and I put this series of slides together for them and able to recap, and also is useful for first years to come to see the admin framework and what's expected for them. So the first thing we do when they actually all arrive and get together is we actually introduce each other and get to know each other and do some exercises to facilitate that. The next thing is administration, and that covers many different areas. Firstly, and most important, of course, is the whole area of confidentiality, which people need to adhere to. Then we look at the Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy housework, going through the different aspects of the house, such things as like it's a no smoking household, where the kitchens are, etc., etc. Kitchen monitors simply means getting people to help clean the kitchens up as we go along. Then I go through the time structures and talk about other boundaries. After that, I talk about parallel obligations. So I've put a few things down there. The top of the list is therapy. Anyone coming on the training at the Manchester Institute for Psychotherapy has to have therapy throughout their training, which is usually calculated at 40 hours per year. Secondly, we ask people to keep a reflective journal and a reflective diary. There's also an assignment to do by the end of the year of 2,500 words, and the CPD hours and training hours need to be calculated. And we also talked about the MIP conference, which is about to happening in November. After that, I talk about the overall training direction. We talked about the 4-year training, which leads to the certificate in transaction analysis. And then I talked about other awards, such as the diploma, which is about to happen, I hope. And of course, the Manchester Institute diploma. And then I talked about the TA community and the community in Manchester and the bigger TA and international community. And then I explained what UKATA stands for, which is the United Kingdom Association for Transactional Analysis, which was of course known as the Institute of Transactional Analysis. And then I talked about the importance of logging training hours and therapy hours, etc. After that, we went through training dates for the 4 years, and we talked about the visiting trainers that will be coming to the Institute. And we talk about registers and attendance and things like everybody has to attend 100% attendance, and if not, they'd have to come back the next year to do that piece they've missed. After that, we looked and talked about evaluation and the last weekend, which is the evaluating process and how trainees get evaluated during the training. And then I talked more about the Manchester Institute Psychotherapy conference, which is coming up in November, and welcoming everybody to come to that. And also talked a lot more about the United Kingdom Association for Transaction Analysis, which of course is very important in terms of accreditation and in terms of being the community for TA trainees. So therefore talked about the United Kingdom Association of Transaction Analysis website and their Facebook. And finally, the council, which I sit on, and I'm on various committees for the council as well. So I talked about that, and then I went through various websites, which are very important. There's the Institute website, which is the top one, mcpt.co.uk, where you can find things like this keynote I'm putting on, and various videos throughout the years for the different TA trainees and students. And then I talked about a UKATA.com website, which is a TA community, and the therapyvideos.co.uk website, where you can find actual videos of me doing live therapy. I talked about My Internet, which has got over 80 videos on it, all to do with psychotherapy, and the MIP, Facebook, Twitter, and ITAA. And then after that, I Went through this TA book list, which I like. Now, no one has to buy all these books. Certainly, they all have to have TA Today. And the other books are really the books that I went through, which I like. Perhaps another one people might want to buy if they're coming to the first year is number 14, which is 100 Tips and Techniques in TA by Mark Widdowson. But I talked about a few more which you would need in the third year and the fourth year, etc. So that was an interesting list. Then we talked about group process and what that means. And we haven't done it that much yet because Janet Fengros, the trainer who's coming in at the next module, is going to go through that group process. But group process is about helping the trainee develop emotional literacy, becoming a reflective practitioner. It's not therapy, though it's very therapeutic. And there are group rules for security and containing and framework. But it's a time where people could process what's happening in the training and check out their fantasies and actually talk about what's happening for them through the therapy training process.